Yeah, I was one of those people that came up at intermission, and I may be regretting that. So the date was May 18th, 2014. And I know this because my husband and I had, I'm so sorry, Gabriel, sex 3 times that day. I know this because we had taken an ovulation test. I was ovulating for the first time, right? And I had just gone off birth control the month before. And I'm a planner by nature, really. I am. And I think I've done away with a lot of that in my adult life, my post-college life. And that's something I'm really excited about. I really embrace much more of the go-with-the-flowness than I used to. But I still wanted to do the ovulation test just to know, right? So, okay, May 18th, sex 3 times. And then we go off on this trip to California, and we're kind of, waiting to see how things are going and just hanging out. And we fly out on my birthday, which is May 22nd, and we are staying at my husband's aunt's house. And I was like, I'm a little crampy. I'm not usually crampy. There's a little bleeding. I'm not usually bleeding. I was like, I think I'm pregnant. I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant. And I don't want to be the one to say, I'm pregnant. Oh, my God, I'm pregnant. And then not be pregnant, because that's clearly not cool. So, this is our first trip to the West Coast. We're visiting family. We're visiting friends. Some of these people didn't even come to our wedding in May the year before. So we're one year out, 1 year married. And so this was like high-stakes visits, and we're visiting with friends, and I'm just gonna take one of those early pregnancy tests just to see, just in case, right? And I do, and it shows nothing. And here I am taking a 2-hour nap in the middle of the day, and I don't take naps. I'm a planner, right? You have a lot of things to get done. I don't take naps. So I'm like, I don't know. And then I go to stay with my best friend, and we're staying with her in Oakland. And I'm staying with her. My husband is doing a little work side trip thing somewhere in the interior of California where things are very desolate, at a dam. Also beautiful. Usually dams and beautiful, desolate go together. Anyway, so he's not there. And my best friend is like, I don't know, maybe you should just, you could check, you could just take the test. And I was like, he's not here. Maybe I should do it, maybe I shouldn't. So I wake up really early one morning and I take the test, and there's the faintest blue line on there. And I was like, that's not a line. That's not a line. There's no line. And she goes off to work, and I'm tooling around at some cafes in Oakland. And, in my planner, right, in my planning capacity before we leave for this long flight from the East Coast to the West Coast, I download a bunch of the free books on Amazon. And one of those is the natural birthing thing. And I think I maybe just took the slippery slope and did the what to expect when you're expecting. And somewhere in flipping the digital pages, I learned that a blue line at all, any blue line, is a blue line. And so I'm sitting there at a coffee shop, and I was like, oh, shit. There's a blue line. I think that was a blue line. So my husband comes in from his work thing that night, and we go out, the 3 of us, my best friend and my husband and I, and buy more pregnancy tests. I think just one more, actually. I was pretty sure at that point that I was pregnant. But I wasn't calling it. I wasn't sure. He wasn't there, right? It was a faint blue line. And so we wait diligently, patiently, until the next morning. And we wake up really early, even though we're sleeping in a closet that is very dark. We just happen to wake up early. And I go run off and take my little pregnancy test, and he's kind of still asleep. And so I come back in, and he says, just lay down. I just lay down. And he said, well, how was it? What happened? And I said, that was easy. That's it. One time. We're pregnant. Hole in one. Woo! So fast forward 39 weeks and 5 days later. In my planning capacity, I did a Bradley class, the 12 weeks of training for your birth. I went to the birth center in Lancaster. I had a natural birth, a speedy birth. I was pretty sure that everyone else in our birth class had gotten the last speedy birth, but that's not true. I got one too. And it was really, really lovely and intimate. We were supposed to have kind of all the family there. My mom was going to be driving from 9 hours away. My mother and father-in-law were going to be there. The night before my daughter was born, my father-in-law was diagnosed with ALS. And so it was just the three of us, my husband and my daughter and I. And my husband got behind me in the tub and held my legs while I pushed my daughter into this world. And so she's here now, and she's almost a year old. Her name is Madeline. So that was our new beginning.